Nikola Tesla. Say that name and one of two things probably pops into your head: a genius inventor from history or a game-changing electric car. So how can one of the most important scientific figures ever and a massive modern company share the exact same name? Well, it's not just about paying tribute. It's actually about a fascinating legal loophole, and we're going to break it all down.
I mean, it seems like it should be impossible, right? You can't just take a famous person's name and build a multi-billion-dollar company around it. Or can you? The answer is super interesting, and it sits right at the intersection of history, family, and trademark law.
All right, first things first, let's get crystal clear on who we're talking about. On one hand, you've got Nikola Tesla, the actual person, the brilliant inventor, lived from 1856 to 1943. And on the other hand, you have Tesla Inc., the car company, which was founded way later, in 2003. These are two totally separate things, separated by 60 years of history.
Okay, so to figure out how the company legally got away with using the name, we actually have to start not with the law, but with the personal life of the man himself.
And it turns out a huge piece of this puzzle has nothing to do with his inventions. It's all about his family, or more specifically, the lack of one. You see, Nikola Tesla never married, and he never had any children. And that's a really big deal, because it means he left behind no direct heirs. Nobody in the immediate family line who could step up and claim a personal commercial right to his name.
He passed away in 1943. And that date, it's incredibly important, because his death basically started a countdown timer. And after a few decades, the legal status of his name was about to change in a really big way.
So that clock started ticking back in 1943. And once enough time went by, it unlocked this key legal principle that just changes everything. This is where things get really interesting.
Okay, so here's the deal. In most legal systems, the names of famous historical figures aren't protected forever. After a long time has passed, they kind of enter the public domain for commercial use. But there's one huge catch. You can't step on an existing trademark.
So you've got the inventor with no direct heirs, and you've got a law that allows people to use historical names. The stage was basically set for a new company to make its move. And that time gap you see here is absolutely everything. 60 years. For 6 whole decades after Nikola Tesla died, while the car industry was just exploding, nobody ever bothered to trademark the name Tesla for automobiles. From a legal standpoint, it was wide open territory.
And get this, it wasn't just a one-time fluke. A totally different company, the Nikola Corporation, did the exact same thing. They trademarked the inventor's first name for their commercial trucks. This just goes to show you that the legal principle we're talking about is solid.
All right, so let's put all the pieces together. Why was there basically no major legal fight when Tesla Inc. went to trademark the name? It really all boils down to 4 key factors that lined up perfectly.
It was really like a perfect legal storm. First off, no direct heirs with a clean, easy claim. Second, the law itself says historical names are fair game after a certain point. Third, and this is just the practical side, nobody had already trademarked Tesla for cars. And finally, even if somebody wanted to object, Tesla's own citizenship was complicated. He was born in the Austrian Empire to Serbian parents and later became an American citizen. So it wasn't even clear who would have the legal right to challenge it. And this brings up a really important distinction. The nation of Serbia has definitely worked to protect Nikola Tesla's cultural legacy, but that kind of protection doesn't really translate to commercial trademark rights in another country, like the United States. In the eyes of the law, those are two completely separate things.
So this whole thing leaves us with one last, fascinating question to chew on. When a historic name is legally available to become a global brand, it really makes you think about what a legacy actually is. Is it the memory of the person, or is it the power of the brand that person inspired? Definitely something to think about.